In this episode, we're going to talk about a film called Monster Grizzly in 2023. Released October 31st, 2023. Storyline: a terrifying monster grizzly bear comes out of a blinding blizzard to feed on the trapped residents of an isolated town. Directed by Richard Douglas Jensen and written by Richard Douglas Jensen. Here's the cast. Kelly Reno as Alec. Vanesa Tamayo as Galana Ochoa, Ph.D. Richard Douglas Jensen as Sheriff Tom Dunson. Sephra Bonnet as Deputy Flower. Rachel Anderson as the reporter. And Michael V. Jordan as Deputy Stony Brook. And the cast goes on. Here's another film that is one of the reasons why I started my podcast 13 years ago, is low budget gems. Now, when I say that, this movie was obviously a low budget, and it was made with a lot of snow. There is snow, there's blizzards, there's woods, there's that coldness feel. It's about a monster grizzly that's supposed to be hibernating, but instead, it's feasting on the populace. Now, one thing I will say is you don't see the grizzly, and I understand why. Because it takes money, and you don't want to make it look stupid. This being a low-budget film, it worked out perfect. I go into movies not expecting to see... Yes, it's nice to see a killer grizzly bear, of course it is. But from my pedigree of reviewing movies for the last 13 years, I understand filmmaking. I'm an actor myself and a voice actor. I get it. That doesn't bother me. You have some newcomers in the movie industry that's in this film, and I understand. It's not easy, trust me. Shot very well. I love the storyline. I love the characters. I love the acting. It is what it is. It's a killer grizzly bear tormenting this town in the woods, away from everyone, in a snowstorm. It's a fucking brilliant film. The view of this film is awesome. I love the snow, you can hear the wind. I just love that aspect of a monster horror movie. You don't have to see the bear in order for it to be a good film. Let's get that point straight. You don't have to see the bear. You can hear him. You don't have to see him for a film to be good. That being said, Richard Douglas Jensen was the director and the writer and also the sheriff. Now, at first, they didn't quite understand, but then the bear problem started getting worse and worse and worse. So they brought in this doctor. This Galana Ochoa is an expert on bears to find out, what it is, how big it is, and it turns out to be a humongous fucking bear. Again, I'll repeat myself. You don't have to see the bear to understand what's going on here. And I love that about this film. He did what he had to do to make it work. And he made it work. And I'm actually proud of him. This is a very good, entertaining film. I found it on Tubi, by the way. You can watch it there by accident. But that being said, again, you have the Indian heritage in this film. You have, the corny neighbor, gets picked off by the bear. It's a fun watch. I don't know what else I can say, folks. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out on Tubi. It's well worth a watch. Monster Grizzly. This movie kind of reminded me of the films from the 70s. You know how the films in the 70s where they didn't show the monster grizzly that much, but you can hear him? That's what I thought about when I watched this movie. A 70s throwback. And I'm fine with that. There you go, folks. It's a fight for survival versus a hungry bear. Great story. A lot of fun. This is Gruesome Herzog. I give this film a 7.5 out of 10. Again, for anybody who watches this, keep in mind, throw yourself back to the 70s and you'll understand this film. That being said, this is Gruesome Herzog, and I'm out of here.